I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. And as we venture back through the years, we're going to start to lose some familiar things. Are you with me? Let's go. The first thing we're going to lose are smartphones, and then iPads, and then social networks. Sorry, Facebook fans. Next thing to go will be downloading and MP3 players, then digital cameras, DVDs, mobile phones, the internet, CDs, home computers, and finally, bank machines. And there we're going to stop. Now, I want you to try and guess which decade we've arrived back in. I'll give you a hint. It's not the Dark Ages. It is, in fact, the 1970s. None of the things I just mentioned existed or were available back in the 1970s. So what has enabled all that great technology? Well, this has. The silicon chip. It's packed with transistors, tiny electrical switches, which are the brains behind modern electronics. Now, back in 1974, when the first microprocessors came on the market, there were about 4,500 transistors on these chips. Today, we can squeeze in about 1.5 billion through miniaturization, making things smaller. You see, over the last 40 years or so, we've been on an incredible ride down into the infinitesimally small, at a rate governed by Moore's law, which says that we should we should fit twice as many transistors on these chips every 2 years. And that's exactly what's happened. And that simple idea has delivered us the modern technological era. In fact, hundreds of times more transistors are now produced each year in the world than grains of rice. Great. So we can keep shrinking things forever, right? Wrong. As we continue to shrink into the nano world, soon we'll be faced with building devices out of just handfuls of atoms and molecules. We'll also run into quantum mechanical problems, which means that ultra-small devices will be more difficult to control. And this is scheduled to happen not in 40 years, not in 20, but in the next 10 years. And while there are plenty of ideas about what might replace the good old-fashioned transistor, no one's quite sure which one will work best or how we can make them. So, is this the end of technological progress? Of course not. It's not the first time that insurmountable problems will be overcome. There are plenty of people all over the world, and in this very building, myself included, who are working on new materials, devices, and concepts which will allow us to take this great next step forward into the future. And the only certainty is that no one knows what this future looks like. And that surely is the beauty of science. Thank you.